time to put some Islamic touch.
Give it a Islamic touch.
Give it an Islamic touch. So then he started talking about Islam and
The former speaker.
I won't hold that against him because I've seen that happen even in India. وہ आ ही जाता है when you feel
But
that
then
the crowd
when the mic is on, the chap leads across and says, Islamic touch de do. He said, haan. Then he starts off, come on.
Yeah, but then let's bring this to the Indian context. You have written so often and you've said this in several TV appearances, Sushant, that he's the best thing to happen to India. Why do you see this? Do you really want Imran as a prime minister again who's like totally unhinged?
Yeah, but look, who does he damage? He doesn't damage us. He damages Pakistan. Pakistan is not a friendly country. It's a hostile country. It's always been inimical to India's interests. And if they elect a leader and swear by a leader who destroys them, what better for me? So when you look at his economic policies, when you look at his foreign policy, how he alienated every single one of Pakistan's friends, whether it was the Saudis, whether it was the Americans, whether it was the Chinese, he alienated everybody, right? What can be better than that for me? And I think Mr. Modi was smart because although they had made the outreach much earlier to the Gulf, but I think they were smart that they doubled down on it. And look at the relations that India has with many of the Gulf countries where Pakistan had a run of the place.
The OIC and the other.
Not necessarily.
Not the OIC?
But because OIC has, shithole countries like Turkey and others who are rabidly anti-India. And pardon my language on this, but I feel very strongly about Turkey.
My producer loves it. Huh?
No, I feel very strongly about Turkey because the Turks have been sponsoring a lot of trouble in Kashmir.
Yeah.
They have been instigating trouble in Kashmir. They have been carrying out a lot of that slick propaganda campaign comes from Turkey. So they have never been nice to us, and I see no reason why I should be nice to them. But
even
the
in
Turks,
the best of relations that we've had with Turkey, there was this one visit of the foreign secretary when I was there. I think it was Kamal Sibal, if I'm not mistaken. We were covering it in Istanbul. And they were like, dost. Hindustan dost. Bharat dost. Lekin Pakistan bhai. That distinction they make, that these are our brothers, blood brothers.
No, but
India can be a friend. So a friend you can cut off at any point of time. Lekin bhai, the blood brothers, you can't.
Yes, you
well,
can.
the
I
blood
think,
brothers
blood brothers are actually probably worse.
They are the ones who chop
Look
their
at
head
Mughal
off.
history, yeah. Look at Mughal history.
Okay.
Mughals were basically Turks in some ways.
Okay.
तो वो भाई के साथ गला काटते हैं तो that is not a problem.
Succession के
No,
लिए
but on a more seriously, I feel very strongly about Turkey. So it's not OIC. What I'm talking about is the Arab states.
Okay.
The UAE,
Saudi Arabia.
Oman, you look at Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Pakistan had a run of the place. Now
True.
Imran alienated all of them. He's really dumb in some things. From all of that perspective, I don't see, why I want somebody who makes Pakistan a strong, prosperous country. I want somebody who divides the Pakistanis like Imran has done. I want somebody who destroys their economy like Imran has done. I want somebody who destroys their foreign policy like Imran has done. I want somebody who destroys, the primacy of the army, the only institution that had kept the country together. I want somebody like Imran who has done that. He has destroyed the army. I want somebody who destroys their security by sucking up to the Taliban and saying that they have broken the shackles of slavery. He's my dream. If I was in the job Tilak Deveshwar handled, I would have wanted somebody like him to become Prime Minister. I would have sponsored somebody like him to be Prime Minister of Pakistan.
So why?
So he's an answer to your dreams.
First let's answer, before you get on to your point, I want to know this, that why didn't RAW sponsor Imran Khan to be Prime Minister of Pakistan? I mean, you're not in
Because
RAW.
RAW doesn't do these things.
But the
They're innocent people.
But listen, the ISI was already doing a good job.
So why should RAW?
So this was a joint venture of sorts, right?
So, I agree with what he says.
Please ignore. He just kind of just brushes off. He will not say what
That's
Raul
his
did.
training.
So, I agree with what Sushant is saying about Imran
That
Khan.
ISI did a better job than RAW could have done.
But why should we? When they're already, as Napoleon said, if a person is,
committing suicide, why disturb him?
why should I stop them?
Okay.
But I agree with Sushant about all the lacunas, all the weaknesses of Imran Khan, and what he's doing to Pakistan is excellent. Except, I would rather have an intelligent enemy rather than a loose cannon like Imran Khan on the other side. Because you don't know, this guy's unpredictable. You don't know how he's going to act. So a smarter enemy is better than a foolish enemy. That is the only caveat I have. Otherwise, I agree with him 110%. What he's done to Pakistan, since 47, no other Prime Minister has done. And especially the way he has damaged the Pakistan army. So much so, the current army chief.
To damage the Pakistan army, to good na for us.
It's good for us. So I'm saying all these things are on the positive. Yet, my worry is that as a foolish man, you don't know what he will do as far as purely as India is concerned. He's, sort of ruined his relationship with China, Saudi Arabia, UAE. I agree to all that. But when it comes to India, he may resort to something, which I would rather have an intelligent enemy.
What more can they resort to? They do cross-border. They do everything. I mean, when Kargil happened, you had an intelligent person like Nawaz Sharif sitting out there, no?
But the entire planning of Kargil was done by Musharraf. This was the third time Kargil was being planned. First it was done under Zia, he rejected it, Benazir rejected it, but this time Musharraf was in control. And the coterie around him, those three other people, the infamous four, they thought they can get it done. They didn't see through the whole process. And I think Nawaz Sharif, and I've written extensively about this in my book.
I've read it, yes.
Yeah. So Nawaz Sharif was brought in at times, and I think Nawaz Sharif, this was the best sort of analysis was, he probably didn't realize the full implications of it, but he thought that if he reached Srinagar, I'll take the credit for it. It'll be under my
bada meesna hai. Yeah, I don't believe this. I just believe when he goes to GHQ and he says, when are you going to give us Kashmir? And then he goes to Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which the Pakistanis call Azad Kashmir. He goes there and he says, when are you going to deliver Kashmir? Do bari wo apne chief ko bolta and the chief haath pe haath rakh ke baithega. So this thing I don't believe.
So then what you're saying is that when the bus yatra took place, when Mr. Vajpayee went there, he was already on board.
He was deceived.
That is the level of deception I don't think so Nawaz Sharif is capable of.
No. Okay, so I'll join issue with him on this.
So let's agree to differ on this.
Yeah. But I'll join.
I want to know whose side I will take
on both these things. See, one, when you talk about an intelligent enemy, I would rather have a dumb guy like Imran than an intelligent guy or a cunning guy like Ziaul Haq.
Agree.
A lot of our problems which we have today are done by somebody like a Ziaul Haq who was very sweet. Very sweet. He was sweetness personified. He was sweetness to a fault. And this man would actually come out. He was the president, chief martial law administrator. He was the army chief. He would come out of the house to receive somebody and see somebody off. He would lay himself out for people and everybody was floored. And the moment you turned your back, he would knife you. Right? That's what he did to us every time.
But why talk about us? This is what he did to Bhutto.
No, he
Bhutto
might have done.
Misread him totally all this while.
But so I agree
but
with
that
you.
all prime ministers have misread their army chiefs.
But our problem as a system, the problem in the Indian system is that we get taken in by these sweet nothings. Okay, so one, I would rather have an Imran Khan who abuses us left, right and center, so at least that these guys are on their toes, rather than somebody, who's all sweetness personified and he fools you and you give in because that is basically your character.
Yeah, but the danger there is that you think Imran Khan is a fool and therefore you don't take him seriously.
No, so 1 second, then that is where people like you and I come in, that we need to make them take certain things seriously. The other problem where I disagree with you is, I don't see any reason why anybody in India starts cutting slack for the Pakistani politician. We keep saying, no, he was not entirely in charge, or it's his political compulsion that he has to come to India and abuse us in India, because that's his political compulsion. I don't care. If he comes into my country and he abuses me, he abuses my prime minister, he abuses, he wants to tear my country apart, and he does it in a very nice, sweet, pansy accent, I don't care. I don't care about his compulsions.
Look at the recent visit of Bilawal.
Yeah,
Look at the way the Indian